about me. All right. So I don't really. Sometimes when stuff happens to you, you kind of go private, right? And I'm the type of person that when something happens with me, it goes private. But I had a quick testimony I just want to tell real quick. So here's the dealio. The past 2 months have been kind of rough. Went through a couple things, and we as men sometimes we don't like to share when stuff goes doesn't go our way. And so I just had to tell this story real quick because I feel like God's blessed me in a lot of ways. So number one, I'm just now getting over COVID. All right. So I've been stuck here. I've had COVID, and a lot of people don't really understand when you get COVID, how this really works. Now, I'm better. I feel fine. I've been quarantined and all this stuff like that. But here's the deal. My mindset was what got me COVID. I was going around thinking that I was invincible, right? Like I'm superhuman. I would say this arrogant stuff, and that nothing could really happen, and I was doing just fine. And so what I did in my mindset, I got relaxed. I got really, really relaxed in trying to be safe out there, showing houses. No one else in the family got COVID. Let me just say that first. So Steph didn't get it. The kids didn't get it. I'm the only one who ended up getting it. I'm the only one, all right? And realistically, trying to figure out how and where did I get COVID because I wasn't hanging out with a bunch of people or anything like that. I ended up getting COVID, guys. I really believe because I stopped wearing gloves. I go out, open doors, I'm touching lock boxes, doing things like that all the time, and I stopped wearing my gloves, and I got very relaxed. I was taking my Invisalign out while I was out there, just doing just foolish things, and boom, I ended up getting COVID. Now, for me, I didn't get as sick as a lot of other people. All I had was like fever, and I had chills and stuff like that, body aches and stuff like that. That didn't feel good. That didn't feel good at all. So I went through like 3 days of that, and then I got a whole lot better. But I'm just telling you, if you don't think this thing is real, man, you gotta kind of check yourself in your mindset. Be safe. From now on, when I go out, I'm gonna have my mask on, right? I am gonna have a little face shield on top of it, and I'm gonna be wearing my gloves every single day because I don't want to get sick. And when you have to quarantine, you don't realize what you lose, right? Like legitimately, my family, I couldn't really deal with my family. I was quarantined in a room by myself, away from them, and they would feed me like Quasimodo. They bring me food. They want to bring me food. Like they were trying to take care of me, but at the same time, it's little things that you miss, like you can't hold your kids, you can't hug your wife. You don't think about that type of stuff when you get COVID. You just got to stay away from it. Even to this day, I'm out of quarantine. My daughter's like, I rebuke you in the name of Lysol. And Selena is still keeping her distance, which I don't want to. I don't want her to get sick, obviously. But this COVID thing is real out there. So if you don't think it's real, you need to think about that differently. Um, but beyond COVID, let's talk about this. The In December, me and Selena had a four-wheeler accident on top of it. So I think it was like middle of December, something like that. We were riding four wheels at my grandfather's house, and she accidentally hit the gas. And when she did that, four wheeler threw us off and rolled. So branch was going to hit her in the face. I grabbed her and covered her up and turned around, and I took a tree branch to the back of my head. And the first thing I was thinking when I was riding that four wheeler was this: oh crap! I wish we had helmets on. It's the first thing I thought. Anyway, we've been riding all day. It was the last ride, and then when I heard the tree branch, it hit me in the back of the neck, and I heard a crack, and then I went out. I was knocked out for a quick second, and when I heard the crack, my mind was like, I think I just broke my neck. So off the top, I'm thinking I don't really got jacked up and messed up. So when I kind of came to, Selena was in a different spot, and I couldn't see, I couldn't even see. So she's like, "Oh, Dad, your face, your face." I'm like, "I can't see," and I knew we was coming up on this barbed wire fence. So I immediately feel my face, and when I feel my face, I'm like, "Okay, my eyes are in my head still. I'm okay." And I kind of came to, I don't. Here's what's fun. It's not funny, but I got thrown through a barbed wire fence, and if you know me, I'm a kind of a big guy. So how I go through a barbed wire fence, I'm glad my baby didn't go through the barbed wire fence, but I did. So, you know, that Heather's kind of banged up. She's okay. We just had some scratches, because she laid it on me, thank goodness, and that cushioned her fall. But I had messed up my shin, my right hip, my thumb. I still have trouble looking up. And then when I get COVID, all those injuries come back. And so God just kind of blessed me and my family because, we could have lost our baby. And then, or I could have been gone. And, you start thinking about life a little bit different. You start thinking about what you can do and what's going on with your life. And I'm like, man, I need to make some changes. Number one, this whole COVID thing, I'm going to take it more serious. Number two, I'm just going to try to make sure I put myself, my family in the best position. And if you can put yourself in a position of being safe, be safe. You know, if I ride four wheels again, I'll have a helmet on. My kids will have helmets on, things like that. But I just want to tell this story for all the men out there who, like, when you go through stuff, we tend to retreat in. And that's exactly what I did. I retreated in and I talked to very few people. So hardly anybody knew I had COVID. Hardly anybody knew I went through this four-wheeler accident, things like that. And you know, we need to be able to open up. You're not weak if you don't open up. You don't talk to somebody. But I had to legitimately talk to my wife and tell her how I felt. I had to talk to my mom and others because it feels like, you know, God's trying to get your attention, and I was not giving God my attention. You know, I wasn't sitting down and praying like I normally do. I wasn't sitting there thanking Him for all the things that He's blessed us with, and God has blessed me and my family in so many ways. So I just really want to kind of tell people the story there because there is a lesson to be learned. We are not invincible. COVID is real. It is very, very real. And God blessed me and gave me two passes. One on the four wheeler, one with COVID was just a very, felt like I had a cold and that was it. Whereas other people have had it much, much and far worse. But you don't think about all of the things that you're going through. You don't think about how this can impact you. You don't think it's real until it does happen. And if it does happen to you, you know, that's a roll of the dice. It's a roll of the dice. So we're good. We're blessed. So I just want to tell this story. So if you're going through something, if you're a guy, man, open up, go talk to somebody. Whether you go to your Bible, your church, talk to them in Bible study, whatever. Let people know what you're going through. You don't have to kind of go through some of these things alone. And then when you do go through it, thank God for Him blessing you and getting you through it because that four-wheeler accident could have been a lot worse, and it wasn't. So anyway, I just want to tell that story, guys. But we're good. We're fine. We're fine. Our family's good. The kids will finally be going back to school. That's what's up. And I was looking forward to that. They finally get to go back to school and everything. I hope everyone's being safe out there. And with all this other craziness going on out there, man, hey, everyone be safe. Everyone be safe. Don't argue with people on Facebook over foolishness, over politics and all this stuff. When people get on my timeline with that, I don't even have time for it. I don't even have time for it. You know, you believe how you want to believe. I believe how I want to believe. But everyone we need to love each other and come together as a country as much as we possibly can. I know we all have our ideals and we all have our beliefs, but you know, some things just right there smacking your face. Take that for how you want to see it. You guys know how to stand on that one. All right, y'all be easy. Take care. Peace.